I'm going to start my presentation by giving you some actual valuable statistics. And these are brand new. We have a gentleman that teaches one of our classes, a couple of our classes. One of them is Commercial Grow Room Design. The other one is Cultivation 101. This looks complicated, doesn't it? Okay, this is anticipated demand in Florida versus how much we're going to need to produce to meet that demand. So it looks kind of complicated. It gets into how many lights you're going to need, and how much square footage, the number of patients, typical extractions, and you can see. I'd suggest taking some pictures if you would. But at the end of the day, it comes down at the bottom: 66,000 pounds a month is what it looks like it would take to meet the demand in Florida. So this is brand new, and actually this information was just supplied to the Department of Health because they asked for it, which is really, really, really good that they're asking for it, and it's really great that we're able to this was able to be provided to them. So 66,000 pounds, 33 tons a month. That's 66,000 lights. We're talking about picks and shovels. That's a lot of lights. It's a lot of electricity. And this is the amount of facilities you would need. So it looks like you would need 74 20,000 square foot warehouses, flowering, and 4,000 square feet devoted to veg just to meet the demand in Florida. So there is going to be, regardless, vertical, horizontal, there's going to be a demand. So the demand's going to need to be met, and whether, just a few companies are going to need to be big companies, or they're going to need to partner with people in order to meet that demand. So I just wanted to get some really, really, really good data to you guys because I just really want to make sure that you guys have some value. So what I want to talk about now is kind of the opportunities that are here in Florida. And Tony mentioned picks and shovels, and it's a lot of what we've been dealing with the past couple of years in Florida is picks and shovels because there hasn't really been legislation. So picks and shovels are everything that you can imagine that's not cannabis. And if you think that there's not a whole lot of money in that, I'm just going to give you a couple of examples of some public companies. And then this is in no way endorsing them, and I'm not even going to look at Mike when I say this. So Kush Bottles, right? They pretty much make packaging, right? $123 million market cap as of right now. Mass Roots, the Facebook of cannabis, right? $68.5 million market cap. These are companies that don't have anything to do with touching cannabis. And a great example is a company right here in the backyard in Fort Lauderdale is Track Thc. They are seed to sale, software tracking. 23 states, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, Canada, Jamaica, South America, all tracking seed to sale. And that's a Florida-based cannabis business that's succeeding massively. So there's more than just cannabis opportunity. So regardless of how it goes, you're going to have a lot of opportunity here. So what happened when we started Florida Cannabis Coalition is we started to get a lot of people coming in and looking for some consulting advice, and not just consulting advice, but actually those services. So we started Common Bond to actually bring in some companies and help them actually start, help them raise money, help them get them where they want to go. What we found was they need a lot of services, and people come into this with a very open mind, and they need to be educated a lot, when they come into actually starting a business. So what I like to do is I like to tell people, well, if you don't know regulations now and you want to start a cannabis business, what can you do to be prepared for it? So what I like to tell people is you have to be prepared to start and end your business. You need to look at your start and your exit at the same time. And the reason you need to do that is because you need to prepare for your exit the entire way along, or else you're going to be in a lot of hot water when you're looking to exit. And by an exit, I mean someone's going to acquire your company, you're going to take it public, or you're going to go and try and merge with somebody or do some sort of partnership. That's going to take a lot of due diligence on their part. And the better you can be prepared for that, the better your business is going to be. So when I tell people what they can do to start, what can you do to start, and they kind of laugh at me when I say this, but it's design your logo, because these logos are awesome. And like this one's literally awesome, you know? So designing your logo is not, it doesn't seem like it's the most important thing, right? But it is. It really is, because it's something that's going to help you visualize your business. It's something that you're going to actually be able to dive in creatively and think about and really get excited about your business, because you're going to be thinking about putting it on a t-shirt, you're going to be thinking about the sign that it's going to be, and it really gets people excited to start their business. So I like to tell people to start designing their logo. There's a website you can go to called Fiverr, right? You can get them for $5 to get somebody to start designing logos, and it'll just get ideas going. It doesn't cost you that much money. And the next thing I like to tell people to do is, as a marketer, I've been a marketing executive for a long time, and since there's no executives in startups, I'm kind of just a marketing guy now. And what I like to tell people is start your social media now and get that out there, because what that's going to help you do is not just build your brand and your history, so when people look up your company, they'll see you've been around forever, but what it helps you do is find your voice. We have tools now that we didn't have 5 years ago that really help you understand your customers, whoever they're going to be. And if you can understand your customers and get their feedback early on, before you're really in business, then you're going to be ahead of the game. So getting your social media footprint out there, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are the big ones. If you have longer content, you want Reddit, you want video content up on YouTube, you have to. It's essential, right? If you want to have a strong brand in the marketplace. So once you've done all that kind of stuff, you get to do the fun stuff, right? And the fun stuff is having all your documentation, right? And what kind of company do you want to be? Do you want to be an LLC? What's an LLC? What's a C Corp? What's an S Corp? What comes along with having one of those? If you're an LLC, you're going to need to have an operating agreement. That's going to detail how your company is run. If you are a C Corp or an S Corp, you're going to need to have bylaws. You're going to need to have minutes of formation when you formed your company. You're going to need to record all of that. If you haven't, good luck trying to produce that later on when the due diligence is being done and someone's trying to acquire your company. So that kind of stuff needs to be done. You need to speak with counsel on those things. You need to speak with professionals that know what they're doing, because one of the biggest mistakes you can make is think that you know what you're doing in everything and get to almost to the finish line and realize you should have done things differently. It's something that I've learned personally in businesses that I've been involved with. I just wanted to make a really kind of salient point about how important it is to have your back house in order, and to make sure that you have someone checking that. And if someone's not checking that, you need to find someone that will. We've done that. I've sought outside counsel. I've sought different types of consultants over the years, and it really is important, because you need to have someone looking at what you're doing. It'll give you that confidence that you know you're in the right spot. You just need to make sure you find the right actors to do that. So I know we're a little bit pressed for time, so I'm going to take maybe one question if there is any questions, if there are any questions. Sir? Well, it doesn't really matter if you're approved yet. You can say, I'm going to be approved. I'm going to be the first dispensary in whatever your town is. I'm going to be the only one. I'm going to be the best one. And, you know, people will start following you, and people will start saying, okay, let's see if he's going to do what he says he's going to do. And if it doesn't come to fruition, you learn to pivot. You know, pivoting is a big deal. You know, I didn't mention it a whole lot, but when you're creating business plans and things like that, having especially in a market like this, you need to have a plan that, you know, if things don't go your way, you need to be able to pivot. And having a really strong team is important when you're doing that, because when, you know, speaking from dealing with investors, when investors are looking at your team, they're looking at, you know, the people that are able to have proven themselves in whatever they do in their specialties, but they're able that are agile and that can move and pivot, and they know that if something happens, these are the people that are going to be able to move with it and get it done. So that's really important with your team. Cool. So thank you guys very much.